There's two things to remember when operating a serger that can save you a ton of frustration. I'm going to show you right now what would happen if one of your looper threads was to break. How to fix it so it makes sense. Now, back at the beginning, we talked about threading the machine in order. Every serger should have a little picture to have you thread the upper looper first, the lower looper second, and then needle, needle. When you start off, that means the two needle threads are coming directly from the needle out to the side and not left down underneath and looped around. Now, if you notice, if you look in your serger, if you've got a kind of a continuous chain going right now, you will see the two needle threads or needle thread, however many you're using, looped underneath the lower looper. So let's say I, had a thread that broke. Let me just go ahead. I'm going to clip my lower looper thread. That's the one that people are like, no, not that one. So here's what I would actually have you do is we're going to, you might say, work through the order. So I'm going to give this a little pull and then clip my threads just so I can kind of identify who's who. So obviously I have no lower looper, so I will need to take my tweezers, and here I'll show you what I'll be doing. So I clipped it right about here. So that means, and now granted that upper looper is in there first, but if you watch how it's going, it is okay to, well no, that is the right order, excuse me, that you're going to just go ahead and thread that next. So we'll go ahead, we'll pull out drop down the little lower looper threader. Let me see if I can see it from back here. Slide that back up and then thread through the upper looper. Now here is where people get stuck. Not necessarily like, well, where do these threads need to be? Do I need my upper looper one place or my lower looper another? Just go ahead and put it out the back or underneath the foot. But what happens is if you don't take a peek at where the thread for the needle is before you start to stitch, you are going to run into some problems, and it will just happen over and over and over. So many people leave the thread. If the thread is running down through your throat plate underneath the lower looper and you start to sew, the thread will break again, promise. So what I like to do is just either get a hold of my needle thread, bring it out from underneath the foot. If it's still down underneath your throat plate, you can take your tweezers or your screwdriver, slide it underneath this, and glide that thread out from down below. That is the key. Remember, you don't have a chain, so it's like you're starting from scratch, way back at just threading it all the way at the beginning. So you need to have that needle thread pretend that it was threaded last. Now another thing that you'll see or hear about is in the books they might say, if you have a broken thread, clip your needle thread, fix the loopers, thread the needle last, and then start to sew. Do you see the same thing? Is they're making sure that the top needle thread is not left down underneath the actual machine. So here's where we go. Now actually, tell you the truth, I am playing with some decorative threads and a flat lock. So why don't I just quick show you. I can already see that my chain is working because I have all my threads in the right position, in the right order for that fixing of the thread. And watch this. So I've got a decorative thread in my looper. I've got just a regular thread in my lower looper. And when I have my needle tension super low, so when I flatten it out, I have a decorative stitch running down the fabric. So the key to remembering just the whole rethreading something that breaks is that it's all about the order. So, and if you need to, if you can't get it, just start over. Just clip all the threads, remove them completely, thread it from the upper looper, the lower looper, and then your needles as you go. And you'll be back on track in no time at all.